Hey guys, I'm going to be jumping back and forth between today's agenda, the slideshow that's already been shared with you, and then also your assignment for today. There's going to be a lot of information thrown your way as per usual. How you balance that out is kind of going to be up to you, but on the slideshow, you have your vocab words, and then there's a bunch of different clips. There's two right here, and then there's one more right here, and then the reading, which is also linked at the bottom of today's class assignment, is right here. And then here even is your assignment. And then this is another video. So there's a lot of different pieces of information for you to learn about this ancient civilization, or excuse me, this region where ancient civilizations first arose. And that region is Mesopotamia. I'm not sure if you've ever actually heard of Mesopotamia before, but with this region, there are two vocab words that you will need, which are significant to understanding the physical geography as well as the settlements and civilizations that set up. Before we get into the topic, so to speak, I would like you guys to make sure that you have done the attendance form unless you are meeting in person. If you are in person with me, you don't need to worry about the attendance form. You will see that the Google Meet right here has been linked in. You're not required to show up for the meet, but it's going to be open all class for you to get any questions answered. I can't stress enough that because it's open and it's for you to jump in when you need it, use it, please. If you haven't transferred the pest slide onto your notes, I would like you to start there before you even do the warm-up, and that is this right here. The reason being is because physical geography, especially with these ancient civilizations, this is kind of where it starts as far as having a significant setup, geographically speaking, with rivers and fertile soil to grow on. That is one of the ways that these ancient civilizations were even able to get started. And then from there, we can look at political accomplishments, economic accomplishments, social accomplishments, and technological accomplishments. These four different categories are going to be the main ways that we look at a lot of these ancient civilizations. We're starting out with the ancient Mesopotamian region, and there's a bunch of different civilizations that thrived in that region during that time. But then we're also going to be looking at the ancient Egyptians. We'll also be looking at a little bit of ancient China. And again, physical geography had a significant impact on those civilizations being able to do what they did. And so with this chart, ladies and gentlemen, that is what PEST stands for. So if you ever hear me or see it in writing, when I write PEST like this, I'm talking specifically about political, economic, social, or technological. In this chart, it talks specifically about accomplishments, but it could just simply be the focus or the topic of those categories. So I'm looking for evidence that's political. I'm looking for evidence that's economic. I'm looking for evidence that's social, evidence that is technological. So whenever you hear me or you see it in writing where I'm referring to pest, I am referring specifically to this right here, these four categories. And this is going to be a big thing that we look at when we're looking at our ancient civilizations. Once you have transferred this slide, which is number 22, I would like you to complete the warm-up on your warm-up sheet, and that is right here. What are the elements of civilization? What are the most important elements that determine if a civilization thrives or dies? Explain. I'll give you a hint. It's not one of these four things or one of these four categories. There are things that are definitely related to these four categories, but it's not just one of these answers. But this may be the best thing that you can come up with. And so if that's the case, make sure you explain yourself. We learned a little bit about the different elements of civilization last year, around the same time that we learned about culture. And I believe there are 5 elements of civilization, and they are related to the pest. They are related to this. They are just not directly political, economic, social, technological. Yeah, I guess you got to be a little bit more specific, kind of like you did with last week's assignment. After you have done the warm up, then I'd like you to please make sure that you get these two vocab words taken care of. They are on slides 23 and 24. I've given you the definition and the word. You'll need to fill out the rest. And then after that, number 5 is a pretty beefy, numbers 5 and 6 of the agenda are pretty beefy tasks. They are all linked either in the slides or they are at the bottom of this. So you're going to have to kind of find using those two sources, whether it be the slides or the bottom, but you're going to have to find out specifically which pieces. I'll give you a little bit of a heads up that this one right here is linked right here. This is a good way to get you guys hooked. And then the ancient Mesopotamia background videos and reading, those are here on slide 25, 26, and then also the assignment that you're going to do, I've also linked it through here. Your copy is going to be available to you in your top right corner of your page. There's a lot of different videos. I would encourage you to watch them all because they'll give you some good visual imagery of really what it was like back then. The thing that's required for you to do is definitely do the background reading, which are these 2 pages, and that's also on Google Classroom right here. And then you are going to need to complete this fast fun facts assignment, which is, I believe, item number 6. And so for this assignment, you guys, check this out. Instructions are at the very, very top, but then each different box has a different set of instructions that it wants you to follow. Please keep in mind that this all for this first side can be found using that background reading. So that's, I believe, the first attachment within this assignment. To do this page right here on Hammurabi's code, you will need to use the attached slideshow, which is right here. You guys will be able to view these different sources, and then you're going to write all of your answers on this one. You're required to finish pages 1 and 2. This one right here is only going to be for those of you who are advanced. I don't want to see anybody attempt this unless they have successfully completed this assignment right here, as far as you've completed page 1 and page 2. Do not even try to attempt this without giving me a solid effort on these 2 pages, because if I don't see pages 1 and 2 completed, but I see something on page 3, I'm not even gonna consider it. How you guys are going to get this done is using these attachments, these first 3 attachments right here, but then also, I can't stress enough, looking at the different videos that I have linked in the various slides. Slides 25, 26, those are going to be the direct links, but then even in the agenda, I think there might be 1 or 2. I hope more than anything that you are watching this video of me going through it, because this is exactly what I want you to do for today. One last thing, while you guys are working on this assignment, the formatting can be a real pain in the rear. I know that already. So guys, you can write your answers and say that formatting just doesn't want to work. So then after you get all of your stuff written down, then you can go back and you can start changing up so that it fits. Whatever font you make it, I mean, obviously I wouldn't go smaller than 7 because we can't really read that. Even right here, it's difficult to read when I'm looking at it. However, I will do what I can to read what you do. However, don't make it overly complicated for me, because if I see that you were just, trying to be funny and it's too difficult for me to read, I'm not even going to grade it, and then it's kind of counterproductive. Today's lesson is going to be worth a total of 20 points. And tomorrow, what we're going to be doing is kind of the physical geography and mapping of Mesopotamia. So I understand that this is a lot today, but you also don't forget you won't have to turn this in until midnight of Thursday. And then tomorrow I'm going to be giving you something new, but it won't be nearly as much as this. And there's also going to be the usual tutorial that follows. So to wrap up all of the information that I've given you, looking at the region of ancient civilization, specifically Mesopotamia, and then being able to view it through PEST. Political accomplishments, economic accomplishments, social accomplishments, and technological accomplishments. So again, you guys are looking for ways to explain the connection and how that makes a civilization thrive and survive and then also thrive. And if you don't know what those words mean, ask a friend, ask your teacher. I think that this is enough for now. I know I've given you guys a lot, so please rewatch this over and over. And don't forget that the Google Meet is going to be open for you to get questions answered. Good luck and have fun.